Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon software explorations hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. Today we are it's going to be a very, very short show today because I got things to do. Messed up a little bit on my scheduling, but it is what it is, right? So we are going to go straight into the AWS Certificate Manager, configuring that via Terraform, and we are going to go from there, right? So that is our plan for today. That is our goal. That's like pretty much the final step in wrapping up the deployment, like because we did it manually, setting up Elastic Beanstalk, the AWS Certificate Manager, so Elastic Beanstalk, AWS, Route 53, and the code pipeline, right? Did all of that, but we want to migrate that over to Terraform. That's what we've been doing the past few weeks. We already migrated Elastic Beanstalk in Terraform. We migrated Route 53 the same day that we did Elastic Beanstalk. We just figured out code pipeline like last week, right? And now the only thing left is the AWS Certificate Manager, right? But if you do not know who I am your host of Software Explorations. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So gave you a little sneak preview of what we're going to get into. We're going to be very, very quick today because, like I said, don't have a lot of time. We'll probably be going till about maybe like for another hour until like 2:45. Then we got to take off. All right, 2:45 Eastern time. Early start, early finish, and then we're gonna pick it right back up next week. What I'm hoping for after we finish this today, next week to be able to get into deploying it to another provider, and we'll do that through Terraform as well. Reading the documentation, setting that up. So that is the plan. Sundays, like I said, dedicated to Terraform. That is what we do here. Okay, so. That being said, let's jump into a very, very brief and short agenda. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of the newest subscribers. As always, thank you so much for being here, for joining, for deciding to learn with me, go on the path with me. So thank you to the newest subscribers. Thank you to the old subscribers. Thank you to everyone who supports in any shape or fashion. There we go. I really, really do appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right. So that being said, and I also want to give a big shout out to the tech barbarians who work so tirelessly, always growing, always leveling up. So much respect to you all. You guys are absolutely amazing. And now, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live or drop new content, new video, right? So much information coming out on a daily basis to help you level up. I've been putting out shorts as well. So just providing as much information as possible based on my 15 years in QA, 20 years in tech, 12 years as in automation as a QA engineer. So just trying to help you level up in all that you do, okay? Let's jump into our show schedule real quick. Our live show schedules are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have we have Coffee and Kata in the morning, 7:15 a.m., where we review some news stories, have a cup of coffee, and we do some coding challenges to get our minds ready for the workday. You know, we want to stimulate our minds. We don't want to go into work and then the first 2 hours are very sluggish. No, we want to be focused because that's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to level up on the job, right? So that is the goal of the Coffee and Kata show in the morning. Tune in for that. And then we have our software explorations on Sundays, what we're doing right now. We have we're focused on Terraform on Sundays. Then we have our Q&A show on Tuesday nights where you are free to call in and ask, or you can ask questions in the chat, or I find questions and, we just go from there. So definitely tune in for that. It's very, very informative. Had a great one last week. Looking forward to the one coming this week. And then we have on Thursday nights where we have more software explorations. So definitely we're focused on comparing Playwright, Selenium, and Cypress, right? So that's what we've been focused on the past few weeks. We're doing that on the on Jared from Calculus Coder's site, his startup site, Free Mind Recovery. Very cool site, very cool experience where content creator, we are working together where he wrote the application as a developer. I'm providing some QA to the application via automated tests and giving some insight on things that you can do better on the site in order to have it to be a little bit more testable. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so that's our live show. Let's jump into our pre-recorded content. All right. So pre-recorded content. Mondays we have candid conversations. So this coming Monday, I'm going to talk about a quote from a book called The Fountainhead that says, "But I don't think about you," or "I don't think of you." Right. So very good. It's going to be a very interesting perspective. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't, but definitely recommend you tune in for that. So that's Mondays, candid conversations, and then we have Wednesdays. We have software explorations, concept and overviews. This week on software explorations, we're going to be breaking down like how Selenium, Cypress, and Playwright handle screenshots and videos in there, like when they're running tests. Very good insight, very, very informative. So definitely tune in for that. And then on Fridays, we have the Bug Bite. This coming Friday, we're going to be looking at Google's Waymo robo-taxis and their expansion. So definitely, that's why I say hit the notification bell. So much information that's coming out. So one more time real quick. Mondays, candid conversations. Wednesdays, software explorations, concept and overviews. And on Fridays, the Bug Bite. So definitely tune in for that. All right. So that is our live show, or that's our live show and our pre-recorded content. All right. And of course, check out Chaos Camp GitHubs, where you can find some QA challenges that will help you level up your thinking, your critical thinking skills, your automation skills, all of that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, we are going to jump into the show. We're going to get to work, right? Because, like I said, we have a limited time today. I don't want to, there's tons of things that I could talk about to get us started, but we'll table that for either Tuesday or Thursday or next Sunday. And we're just going to get straight to work right now. Okay. So let's get after it. Why don't we? Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to set 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right, and we're going to switch to the screen. And see my crazy cost for AWS. I sent him a message to find out why the Amazon queue spiked up like that to get some more insight on it, but we'll find out. from them, but let's continue to go. Okay. Let's see here. We are going to the Certificate Manager, and let me pull up Terraform AWS Certificate Manager. All right, so let's pull up the documentation as well. Because if you notice, we haven't even been using the course's resources to do this. It's all been via looking at the documentation for Terraform, doing some Google searches, and then following along with that. All right. So let's read real quick. The ACM certificate resource allows requesting the management of certificates from the Amazon Certificate Manager. ACM certificates can be created in 3 ways: Amazon issued, where AWS provides the certificate authority and automatically manages renewal; imported certificates issued by another certificate authority; and private certificates issued using an ACM private certificate authority. All right. All right. So Amazon and the amazing thing about Terraform, right? It's like you learn so much about AWS while you're learning Terraform. For AWS, of course, and it would be the same if it was for Google Cloud Platform or for Microsoft Azure, whatever the case may be, right? You would learn so much about those platforms by doing this, and vice versa. By learning about these platforms, we also get to learn more about, like, we get to enhance our skills in Terraform as well. So just all around cool, you know? Okay, so let's see. So for Amazon issued certificates, this resource deals with requesting certificates and managing their attributes and life cycles. This resource does not deal with validation of a certificate, but can provide inputs for other resources implementing that validation. It does not wait for a certificate to be issued. Use AWS certificate validation for this resource. Most commonly, this resource is used together with AWS Route 53 record and AWS ACM validation to request a DNS validated certificate, deploy the required validation records, and wait for validation to complete. So pretty much what we're going to do, like we did last time, is we are going to pull up what we did manually, and then we're going to replicate that in Terraform, and that's going to give us a good understanding and baseline of what we need to do. And that's pretty much what we've done for all of our resources. Like, we created it manually, and then we looked up how, like, what fields are required, how do we put them, what value do we have when we did it manually, and then we just recreated that way, and it seems to work pretty good for us, right? So pretty much using Terraform follows the same structure, the same concept as writing API automated tests, writing web UI automated tests, whatever the case may be, you know? Let me see. So yeah, so that is that. That's one of the cool things about automation, is that automation itself is not really unique to a particular thing you're doing, because it's a concept, right? But the way that you apply it to and stuff like that, you know. So that's what I really like about being a QA engineer and being able to expand into automation for, like, infrastructure and stuff like that, you know. So. But you just have to learn the system that you're working on. So learning more about AWS, and here's the cool thing, right? Now, if you just study a little bit more about, like, how to pass the test, you can end up being AWS certified, whichever one you choose, as well as you can go out there and go after your HashiCorp certification as well, right? For Terraform. So that just makes it like you can end up killing like two certificates with one stone if you're interested in certificates, you know. So very, very cool. Domain validation through email is also supported, but should be avoided as it requires a manual step outside of Terraform. It's recommended to specify create before destroy equals true in a lifecycle block to replace a certificate which is currently in use. Okay. So let's not focus on that. All right, so this is how we're going to create the certificate. Okay. All right, cool. So this is pretty much how to do it, and then there goes the validation. Custom domain validation. You're doing email. And so then, all right, so because we are hosted elsewhere, see the, so this is like if you were, okay, so we could do this. All right, cool. So I think that's what we have before. All right, let's get started with it, let's see what we can do. So we have on our other screen, we have this here. There goes our Route 53, all configured. And remember, we already have this right here in our DreamHost already pointed to the name servers of AWS. So we should be able to just manipulate this domain name without any issue because AWS is controlling that namespace. All right. So let's go all the way to the bottom, and now we're going to start doing the resource for creating the certificate. Okay. Let's see. So we're gonna go with create certificate. So we're gonna say resource AWS ACM certificate, and we're gonna call that PPQ cert. All right, and you're gonna do that. Say domain name is we're putting the domain name, and then down here validation method. We're gonna go with DNS. Right, so we can just create the DNS entries, and we don't have to do the email validation because that would take a manual step, right? So pretty much we should be able to create via Route 53 the subdomains that it's going to be using for the DNS validation, and we shouldn't have to go any other like do some email stuff, right? So still in here, I'm going to add a tag, right, for environment like they had here, but I'm going to say that environment is Terraform prod. I don't even know if I added in that tag for the one that we created manually, but it is good to have your environments tagged appropriately. And then life cycle, still goes in here. And why do I do this as a QA engineer, right? Because I want to know as much as I can and be able to contribute as much as I can in all aspects, so that it's about adding value, it's about sharing the responsibility, sharing the wealth, and that's why I'm so interested in learning all this stuff and to contribute, to share, to learn from the engineers that I work with, All right, so that is done. All right, so that's part of done. Let's go over here. All right, so now we need to do this, right? So domain validation option for DVO in ACM, DVO.domain name. So AWS Route 53 record. So let's look at our Route 53 record as well. Let's see what we have in here. Let's see. All right, so Route 53 record, PP paths public URL. Okay. So what it looks like is, so this is what it looks like it's doing, right? The AWS Certificate Manager that we created, right? So taking the example, it's going to take the domain validation options, right? So it's going to create some domain validation options, and it's going to loop through it to see all the domain validation options that it creates, and it's going to set the name, the record, and the type, right? So then once the validation happens, it's going to check that and do all that it has to do. Okay, so let's set that up. I should probably. I'm thinking like, I have to figure out how to organize this a little better, but because I was thinking about just putting it next to the Route 53 stuff, which probably be better, but I'm going to put it right now next to the other certificate stuff that we're doing. Okay. Because that way it stays together with that. But I do probably want to do the put them in like the right order and stuff like that. So anyways, we'll figure that out later. Let's not focus on that right now. Always go back to refactor your code. Okay. Very important to do that. So resource, AWS, Route 53, record. And we're saying we're going to call this one PPQ Route 53. Or let's go PPQ DVO, right? For domain validation option. Put that in here, and we're going to say for each. For each, and we're gonna say for DVO in AWS. What is this? What's going on here? Okay, so it's just saying missing requirements. So okay, that's what we're doing, right? So it's just not giving my predictive text for AWS ACM certificate dot, and then that's gonna be PPQ DVO. No, that's gonna be the one that we just have up here. Not that one. Is it that one? Yeah, it is one. PPQ cert. All right, so that's gonna be this one. Oops. So that. I'm trying to get used to this new keyboard. That goes cert dot domain validation option. The options or option? Probably options. Okay, so there's more to it. So options colon DVO dot domain name. So this is the lambda, and we go here. Oh, this is DVO. All right. So now inside of here, inside of the for loop, we're going to set a name equals DVO dot resource record name. Record equals DVO dot resource record value. And lastly, type equals DVO dot resource record type. All right, so there we go. And now we got that. What in the, this is for this. That's for that. That's for that. So what is the error here? properties, name type. Okay, so now we need to configure the other part. So allow override true. And then we say name equals each dot value dot name. And records is, so this is the same thing that we did doing it manually, right? We're just recreating it in the Terraform environment. So we'll see after we do all this, we'll see what happens when we try to run it, right? So each dot value dot record. Let me see what else we have. TTL equals 60. And then type is each dot value dot type. And the very last one, zone ID, right? It's going to be AWS route 3 underscore zone dot okay dot zone ID. All right, there we go. So we have that. Let's do a Terraform plan. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna need to do the I think I'm gonna need to do the. Let me see. The argument environment is not expected here. That was tags. Maybe I should do lorg. Line 135. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that. This needs to go on the inside. Let's try that again. Where did this allow override become all true? That should just be true. Oh, jeez. All right. Try that again. All right. So it's going to create all of this stuff. And let's see. Code pipeline. So it's gonna do all this stuff first, right? So let's give it a run. Let's see what happens. Terraform apply. Let's avoid the manual. Let's avoid the manual. Oh no, let's just do that. I'm going to do that. And we have to type in yes. All right, it's creating it. See what we get. So it's doing the code pipeline, doing the so create the certificate, doing the Elastic Beanstalk, configuring the URL. So what we're gonna do while this is happening, I'm gonna go and check our certificate manager to see if we have any traction.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So it looks like this is the one that was just created, right? Let's see. Yep, just created. Let's see what happens. So status success, issued. Now the question is, oh, it should apply. I don't know. Let's find out. So now let's go to our. So this is good. It's not in use yet, but it's still being set up. It's creating the Route 53 ones. So it created the CNAME. Look at that. Oh, this is super cool. I am very excited by this, right? Let's keep watching it. Let's just keep watching it. Then we'll take our break and then we'll get back at it. So still doing the Elastic Beanstalk. So we have all that. Let's see. All right, we're gonna let Elastic Beanstalk keep creating itself, and we are gonna take a quick break real quick. I have to run and turn something on real quick, so just give me a split second. All right, so I'm back, and that was our break, right? Let's keep pushing forward. Everything was done, so let's take a look. Another 20 minutes on the clock, and that might be our final. Might be our final 20 minutes for the day, right?
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So as we can see, all of our 10 resources did successfully add. All right, if we can take a look at it again. We have our Route 53. we have we have our code pipeline. However, the only thing is, if we go to the site, it's not going to be working because we still need to deploy. Like, remember with the code pipeline, there's still a manual. There's one manual step with code pipeline that we need to do, right? So if we go over here, we paste that here. So it's gonna show up like that, right? So, and that's the default that Elastic Beanstalk installs. So now let's finish up all of the things, because we might be able to like leave this up and then decommission our manual stuff today. So let's find out. Let's see. So we have here is our new one. All right, this is our old one. Should have tagged it with but you see, look at that, environment Terraform prod. So perfect. I wonder if I can, because just for my sanity, right? Just want to see if I can name tag maybe. No. All right. Anyways, so there we go. Right there goes the one that we created. And now if we go to to Elastic Beanstalk, so imagine this, right? All this work that this that we've built in Terraform, an actual application that we're using Terraform to deploy, set up the infrastructure for it. And if imagine showing this that we've done, right? This is deep stuff, you know? All right, so there goes our Elastic Beanstalk, right? So, and right now, just going to that site that we looked at, we need to, all right, so let's go. So we got that. Let's take a look at our Route 53. Right now, we're just going through, make sure everything that we created in Terraform took place. And the last thing we're going to do is code pipeline, and then we're going to connect to GitHub and finish our deployment. All right, so let's go for hosted zones. And once we get this to work, all right, look at that. So managed by Terraform right here. This is the one that we just created. And we have our validation and stuff like that. Let's make sure this was created on. So what we're going to have to do, right? We're going to have to go into DreamHost. We're going to have to change to these name servers like we did last time. But this is routing to the right spot, right? Okay. Everything looks good. There goes, see, look at that. There goes our ACM validation as well. Right? This is pretty incredible. I'm super excited by this, right? So now so let's do our code pipeline deployment so we can see our that's the only thing that annoys me with the code pipeline part is that we have to connect to GitHub, right? So let me see. I just saw something real quick. So code commit. Store code in private Git repositories. I'm gonna look into that later, you know, to see if it would be good to use that. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. I'll take a look at that. All right. So, but let's go ahead and connect to this because now we already know the process, right? There's nothing we can do. There's no way around this from what I see so far. We'll continue to research it, but from what I can see, there's no way around it. But it's all good. We have saved so much time setting this up, and you know that it's no big deal. So let's go to view details or maybe edit. And we're going to edit pipeline. So that's good. Edit source. And we're going to click here and it should populate with our GitHub, right? So you see this part here, finish creating your connection. Your connection status is pending. So once we do update, it's going to pop us up with GitHub validation to create the connection. And we're going to say tech coach Ralph and then connect, right? And now that we're connected, we are going to say the main branch. And what we can do, like we could also set up a if we wanted to, we could set up another environment, which is like a dev environment. And then you can make that behind a different VPC where, where only certain people have access to it. And then you can like have your developers or QA people use that one to like you deploy it to that and you run your tests on that. You do your CI/CD and then your testing and all of that. And then once that passes, then it can move on to the main, like deploy to the main branch, so dev, like your dev branches that you're working on, you deploy to a, maybe a staging branch or a development branch, whatever you want to call it, right? Or your test run that works, everything passes. And then now that automatically triggers to deploying to the main branch, which would be production, So pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and click done on this. And we got that, and we have to save that. Okay, so save. So our pipeline is good, right? The thing is, now we have to release the changes to redo deployment. So what's going to happen is it's going to re-pull in the repo from GitHub, and then it's going to go through the deployment process. So once we go back to this URL, we should see our site deployed. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do that. So we're going to do release changes, release, and it's in progress as we can see here. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I've been getting more familiar with this with my little keyboard here, my keycard keyboard, I like it. The only thing that I might have to change on the settings is how quickly it falls asleep. Like it falls asleep because it's using battery right now, or it's using the charge that it has from its internal battery. But sometimes like it goes a little bit like I don't know, maybe it's just me. But anyways, our deployment is in process, which is absolutely amazing, and we should start gearing up now to go to DreamHost. So let me go to full screen real quick, log into DreamHost so we can update our settings, right? Because I want to use Terraform, at least to say that we actually did it in Terraform, right? And have the code in GitHub and everything like that. But I don't want to pay all I'm paying right now for using AWS for something that has absolutely no traffic. So I'm going to look for deploying it to another service provider, and that's what we'll probably be doing next weekend because we're pretty much done with this, right? Let me go ahead and log into DreamHost. All right, so we're logged in, and we can go back to here, and it is successful, right? Succeeded. So all we had to do was reconnect. Like we had to finish that one little step, which I wish we could get that through Terraform, but it needs to have some type of validation with GitHub apparently, right? So at least from my understanding, I'll do some more research to verify that. But and then once you do that, then you do release changes and everything goes through. We're deployed. So now if we go here with the domain name, you can't see it because I block it from the screen, but the domain name is I'll post it in the chat actually. Let's go like that. So that is the domain name that is currently being used, right? If we were to go to the poopypants.techcoachralph.dev, you would get the site that we did manually, right? Because of how the DNS is currently configured, right? So let's go to this. Let's make sure our deployment is done. Should come up with the site, but the quotes might not load, which is a problem, but we'll figure that out after, which means if the quotes aren't loading, then I probably won't migrate it right now, because we do want the quotes to work before we actually move it over, because right now on what's live, it's working. So we'll just double check that real quick. Let's see. It's taking a sweet time. Could be because of the certificate. Possibly. No, it's using HTTPS. Why is it taking a sweet time? But while in DreamHost, if we go to domain names, manage registration, and let's go to full screen. And let's go to we go to where is that domain name? Okay, there we go. So in DreamHost, we have it over here, right? All of these NS servers. So we can just change these actually. We don't have to, if I go here, okay, I can just update that. So that's not a big deal. However, it's not loading yet. Let me see if I take out the S, what happens. Okay, so there it goes. Without the S, it happens because it's not fully propagated yet. But our quotes are not loading, which is a problem. It is a problem. Let's see. Let's do some troubleshooting real quick. Let's go to let me see. Let's see here. Let's go to edit, because I'm there. It's no defined variables in the pipeline at this point. So we edit this stage. So we edit that. Somewhere we should be able to pass the. We should be able to pass the. There's a parameter we need to pass, right? So if we look at our existing one, right, from December, let's see where we put it in here, right? It is located at health log tags, not tags. I think we're in an environment right now. Yes, we're in an environment. Let's see. Environment ID, environment name. Events is not what we want. Where do we have those variables? Configuration, maybe? All right, under configuration, let's see where we have. All right, so there it is under here. All right, Google Sheet API. And if we go to this particular environment, go here, and we click here, we get a quote, right? Click another, again, get another quote, right? So that means that in ours, there must be something that is a little off, right? Because so if I go to I do open link and new tab. Let's put these side by side. So this is the new one right here. January 28th. Click on that. And configuration. Get bigger again. So here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second here. Ah, you see, there goes the problem, right? It's supposed to be Google Sheet API, but I have it in my Terraform as Google. I have it as Google API key. So what I'm going to do, right? We're going to go into Terraform and we are just going to search Google API, all right? Rookie mistake, but we caught it, Google Sheet API, right? And now we're just going to do Terraform, apply again. And now our quotes should load after it makes that change. And once the quotes load, now we're just going to go into Terraform. Only 2 changes. So it's just changing the from Google API key to Google Sheet API, right? That's the only change that we're making here. We're going to say yes. That should be very, very quick to do. We're going to do another deploy. What I would want to do is find out if we can use the AWS CLI or something to trigger off the deploy. We shall see. We shall see. Let's see here. Well, apparently we can stay a little bit longer because what I had to do got delayed a little bit. So we're good on time. We are good on time. All right. Okay. So now let's see. So it's modifying what it has to do, and then we'll check it. So what we'll do is go here. Take some time to do, let's go and look at this one. So I'm going to go and wait for it over here. And we can actually refresh this page. And at some point, we should see, make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, cool. So is this the Terraform one or is this I don't think it is. This is the Terraform. Okay, so this is the Terraform one, right? So let's go ahead and refresh that. And now we should have Google Sheets API key, right? Perfect. Now the question is, do we need to
Lunch break! Lunch break!
do we need to all right, let's go back over here. This is the first one. All right, so let's go here, and this is the new one. Let's click on that. Make sure this is configuration. All right, so now 2 things. First, we're going to just try to reload this, see if it comes up with the quotes. If not, then we'll have to read. Oh, there it goes, right? There it goes. It is working as expected. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, let's do this real quick, right? We are going to, let's go ahead and update the name servers, right? Because, and this should totally be a seamless transition because we are going from I'm not 100% sure why the HTTPS isn't working though. Let me see something. So it's spinning. My only fear is if I make this change and but so the certificate shouldn't work because it's not assigned to that domain. So okay, let's try. I mean, what's the worst? What's the worst I can have? We can always change it back, right? So let's make this change. Let's this is the current one. Let's go to here. And we should have probably before outputted the names that we should have to update for the name servers, but you know, it's all good. We are good to go. So let's go to back over here. Let's go to AWS or we're going to Route 53. And we're going to go here. We're going to find the hosted zone for this is the new one managed by Terraform, right? Did it have a created by? Okay, so managed by Terraform. So that's the one we want to use, right? Let's click on that. And these should be different than the ones that we used before. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's all right, so we're going to take the first one. And we're going to go in here and we're going to edit that. Did I change it? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Still getting used to this keyboard. Because it's like for the Mac. The one that I used to use before had the Alt key where I should be pressing the Command key, which is driving me kind of crazy, but it's all good. Let's see. So this one, does it finish with the dot? It does finish with the dot. All right, so I have to put the dot at the end. Okay, so there goes 1. And let's take the second one. There goes 2. Oh my goodness. 2. 3. 3. And last one, 4. All right, so we got that. It's gonna take some time for the DNS, like a minute or so for the DNS to update. The question is, how do we know which one we're on? I mean, I guess as if we change the name servers and we just, keep trying to reach it and it stays up even after those changes, then it should be up, right? And then we can start decommissioning our other one, I would say like when I start decommissioning, I'm just gonna turn it off for the time being and see if it's still working. And if it is, then I can just go ahead and get rid of everything else, and we'll have a nicely terraformed, infrastructure code. All right. So let's see. So this is doing its thing. And while that's happening, let's go to break, right? So we are in a good spot. I'm very, very happy with the progress that we made on this. This was a big undertaking, right? To have an app created, and then you are able to set up all your infrastructure on AWS with your deployment environment, which is Elastic Beanstalk, with your routing for your domain name with Route 53, with your able to get your code from GitHub. Although we had that little manual part that I don't like, but I'll look into that. But I think we're stuck with that for now. And then to create your certificate, everything that we did manually, right? We a few weeks ago, we've got that into an infrastructure as code for Terraform that now we can move it from one spot to another spot and just deploy and stuff like that. So very exciting stuff, I must say. Okay. Let's go to we're on break. So let's do gonna put up a 3-minute timer. We don't need a timer. As soon as I see the DNS is done updating, we're gonna jump back to. Oh, wait a second. There's gonna be one more thing that we need to do as well. Because so part of the ACM, right? The Certificate Manager on the we need to validate the domain from what I see, right? So we need to add the CNAME on our end as well. But I need to see which one is which though. All right, DNS is refreshed, right? So now, all right, let's come back from break, right? So now if we go to here, and this will be the last thing that we do. I'll put the 20 minutes up. I'll put 20 minutes up, but we might not even need the whole thing. So let's do this. Okay. If we do take this out. So this is this. What happens if I do that? Probably not gonna work because I don't have the certificate. See, that's not working yet, right? But if we go here and but if the name servers are pointing to here, then this should be able to handle it, right? That's what I'm thinking. Because the name servers are pointed, so like all the name servers for this is pointing here. So Amazon should be handling all of this stuff from my understanding. Let me take a look at the other ones real quick. So this one is not managed by Terraform, and we have all these in here. So if it's not loading, there was something to test the record. Let's see, hosted zone. Go to our dashboard. And let's see. So I think we have to go to hosted zone. And if we click on this one, I think that's where we get the test record, right? So let's go to test record. So let's start off with this one. Get response. Okay. Let's go with okay, let's try that one. Get response. Okay. I don't think we have this one. Okay, so so we have all of these set up. Looking at the only thing the only thing I'm going to double check is the security group information. Because I remember last time we were on with the permissions on the security group for port 4. What is the port on? Is it 45, I think? I don't know. Let's see. So look at security groups. And so there's this one and there's this one. I think this is the older one. Elastic Beanstalk security group. Let's see. They have a creation date on this one. I think this is the one that we need. It's probably this one. Oops. Let's see what we get here. If the creation date is today, then that's the one that we need. Let me see if I can go with here. I don't see a creation day. All right. One inbound permission, one outbound permission. Let's take a look at the other one. Okay, so this is the one that all right, let's look at this security group here. And okay, so we do have it. Okay, so we need to add HTTPS to this. So this is something that we can add to Terraform, so we don't have to do this manually. Do we? All right, so let's take a look to see if we have a security group in here. We do not have a security group in here. Okay. Cool. That's something that we can look into. We're not going to focus on that today, but because we're already here. So let's go over to back over here, and we're just going to go back to where we were. We're going to choose this one that was created, and we're just going to edit the inbound rules to include HTTPS and on. Oh my goodness. Okay. And if we save that rule and we go back over here, if we refresh, what happens? Still nothing, right? Okay. Still nothing. if we go back to here, and how did we? I don't want the VPCs. See how we configured this. So HTTP. For this security group, which one is this? I don't know why I have this over here. I'm gonna get rid of that, but let's get rid of this right now, actually, because I have nothing to do with this. Action delete security group. All right, so we gotta do some cleanup in here, but it's okay. Let's see. So we have. Let's compare these two. So 2 permissions entries and 1. So this security group rule. Let's edit that one. We just need it to be at 0 for both. Okay, so let's do that. I guess let's do that. Go here. Let's go here. And edit that. Make that like that. Okay, can we save that? You may not specify for an existing reference rule group. What does that mean? Let's compare. So this is the one that works. Or no, this is the one. Oh, which one works actually? Now I'm a little confused. So two permissions. SSH. I don't think it's this one. Let's see. Let's do this actually. We're gonna go to here. Instances running. We should have 2 instances running. We are going to take a look at this one. And we're going to go to security. That's the right rows. Security group 169. And so this is the one that's just started running. So all right, let's go back to instances then. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Looking for the older one. Where is my search? Let me see. Let's go back over here. I just want running instances. Oh, yes, this is right. Okay, so this is going to be the old one. What? I'm 124, 128. Might have some update or something. But this is okay. So this is the older one, right? And the security group is so let's take a look at this security group to see what we get. Let's look at this configuration, the security group, because that's the one that is working. So we would want to replicate that. So this one has HTTP and SSH. Outbound? Something's not right. All traffic outbound. That's weird. Let's go back some. Let's see. So this is, it must have restarted on its own in the morning, but the question is, how to get, I go here and I scroll around looking at the security port 80, 2022. That to inbound SSH. This is so weird. We did this manually the other day. Outbound rule. Okay, so let's look at security groups one more time. We're pretty much done for the day, but it's just, you know, there are little things that creep up on you and you're like, oh, well, I want to figure this out. Okay, so if I could find the data was created. Let me see. Let's see. So let's go over. So it's like this, right? Let's go over to Elastic Beanstalk. And the cool thing about what we did, right? I can always just switch back my name servers back to the old ones, and the site comes back up. But you know, in the effort of trying to migrate this over, we would want this, you know, done. All right, so here we are. So right, so this is the one that was created. I probably have to take some notes after I figure this out. All right, so there goes this. And let's go to configuration. And instances. Do what it has to do. Instance type T3 micro, T3 small. Okay. Let's go to let me see. Security groups. this is the security group. Let's go here. And security group here. So let's take this group ID, because that's not the one that we're updating. So let's take that one. And let's go to over here. Let's search for this one, right? Okay, so let's click on this one. Let's see what settings we have in here, right? And this one has HTTPS on there. Edit the inbound rules. Well, why would this be here, right? Let's save that real quick and see what happens. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to change it to something totally different. Okay, so now if we go here, if anything gives, if not, then one more tweak and then we are done with this. Very, very close to the end, right? Very, very close to the end. Okay, if it's just not up by now, I don't think it's going to come up. So let's go back over here. Let's edit the inbound rules. We do this and we do that. You may not specify and see. So group rule ID, right? So a rule group, that's our issue, right? So let's go and do loading. Let's find this one or that one maybe. And let's go to
Lunch break! Lunch break!
all right, we're gonna be wrapping it up soon. Just wish I could figure this last step out though. Let's see, and this is more part of the cloud engineering part that we're looking at this point, because we're just trying to get the security group. We're just trying to get this part working. Let's see. Security group rule. Where do you find this? Rule ID. So if we edit that, we have this, have that. Let's go with this. See, you can't do that. A security group ID or prefix. So let's say we go with this one maybe. But where is that defined? That's what I want to know. Let's see. This is the same issue we ran into last time, to be honest. Let's see. All right, well, that is a little bit of trickery we're gonna have to figure out with this. Because this is the same issue we ran into last time. We have everything set up. we have our, let me see something, ACM. Go here real quick. See our certificates. And techcoach.dev. CNAME. Terraform prod. And here, just the group ID is the thing I don't really understand yet. So look at this one for now. Oh no, that's not the one. Oh, what's this? Let's see if we change the security group to a different one. What we get? Let's apply. See what we get. Because it's definitely something with the security group that's throwing us off. But let's see. Well, what I'm going to do for the time being, I am going to switch back our DNS until we can figure out exactly what's going on with this. Because I remember we got it last time, but I don't want to harp on it for too long. I am going to probably destroy the, what I'll probably do is destroy the, what's this? Okay, because it's restarting. That's cool. Because yeah, we did switch to security group, so that does make sense that it would be doing that. Let's see. Let's see if it comes up. If it does come up with the new domain, then that's going to be a good sign, and we don't have to make any changes. We just have to decommission the other one. But if it doesn't come up, let's see. I don't think so. All right, so shutting this down. I'm just gonna go back in here, edit these again, and look at our Route 53 for our managed zones. Probably leave it up for a little bit to look at it later, but we are just as the certificate part is the port part is what's throwing us off. Have to look into that. I know we did it last time, but it felt like it was a little bit lucky last time that it just started working. So now we get to really dig into it and figure it out. Oh my god, I mean the stupid keyboard. Okay. Copy that. Paste that here. Copy that. Paste that here. Copy this one. Paste that here. Paste that here. All right. So that should come back up any second now, and we will call it quits for today. Just that pesky little certificate, right? But we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out and overcome. All right. So wrapping it up for today. Have to get going. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you found this informative and helpful. We're right at the finish line. We might just, I'll do some investigation just to get that little part done so it can load up. So I'm going to leave it up for now before I do a Terraform destroy. Check it out later, and then I'll report back next week on this part, because this has nothing to do with Terraform, right? Might be that we need to configure our security group in Terraform, but that's something different. We'll figure it out. thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to be live tomorrow morning in the morning. Yeah, we're going to be live tomorrow morning, so that we're going to be doing the Coffee and Kata show. So tune in for that. And then Tuesday night Q&A. So definitely tune in. Looking forward to seeing you there. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like the video, share the video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live or drop new content. And check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can get access to exclusive content as well as signing up for one-on-one coaching with me. All right, gonna head out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you found this informative. And before I go, I have to do this, right?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Tech Coach Ralph is out.
You might think that getting into the IT is without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.